Hey everybody, Blake with Marvel.com at San Diego Comic-Con 2016, and I'm with Chiwetel Ejiofor. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great.
Did I get your name? I know some people mess up the name.
No, it's
okay.
pretty good. Yeah. Great. Sorry. Yeah, no, really excellent. Thank you.
So first off, would this be your first San Diego, or have you been before?
Yeah, first time in San Diego Comic-Con. Yeah.
What's the experience like?
Well, I literally just got here, so so I'm just about to sort of get started, but I'm very excited to be here.
So have you ever been a fan of like the comics world growing up or anything?
Yeah, I was a big fan of comics growing up, and I was. I suppose I was more into the kind of 2000 AD, like that kind of vibe, the ABC Warriors, all of that stuff, and also the sort of bigger tentpole kind of names as well in the Marvel universe, and so it's been exciting in that, and just to kind of retouch on those sort of vibes and that sort of time. So it's been pretty excellent, actually.
It's awesome. So I always, when I do these interviews, I know the standard is we can't talk about anything except that it's out November 4th. Anything that you can say about Doctor Strange?
Well, I mean, it's. I think it's just, for me, it was a real thrill to do it, and I think it's really unique, actually, in the whole of and as the comics are, it's a really different with the kind of the sort of mystic art world and the magic world of it all. It just opens up a whole other area that can be kind of explored in terms of all of his powers, and and myself and the Ancient One, Tilda Swinton, and Benedict Wong, and it's. I had a great time with the cast as well as anything else, and I think it's going to be a pretty exciting film.
I asked Mads this just a second ago too.
And Mads.
Oh, right. I didn't mean to call you out, but like
yeah, I asked Mads
and Mads. So the cast is really amazing, and obviously including yourself. I mean, what's it like working with such a heavy hitters, like just day in and day out on set?
Well, it's always fun, It's always great when you're working with people who are really committed and really dedicated, and also really skilled, at the work and at doing it and bringing these characters to life. And they're such interesting characters, but they all need, it always feels like you need to ground them in a reality, for the audience. You really need to believe that in these characters and in what they're fighting for. And so, having actors who are as skilled as Benedict and Tilda and Rachel, and like the list is endless, and Mads, is such an important part of that. And so it was thrilling,
And so Strange is obviously been around for forever. Did you jump into the subject matter at all after you got the part, or?
Yeah, I mean, I'd known of Doctor Strange, I hadn't read all of the comics before, and so I knew the character. I knew some of a very basic history of Doctor Strange. So part of the initial thing was just getting all the comics from back in the day and reading them, and just jumping into this universe, this kind of surreal, kind of trippy place.
I mean, you've obviously been in such great films. I can't think of anything you've done. I mean, The Martian, I guess, was the closest thing in the kind of grand Comic-Con scheme of things, I assume, right?
Serenity?
Oh, right. Oh, so you're an old hat with all the nerds. Yeah.
Well, that was my first introduction to not exactly Comic-Con, because I don't think Comic-Con really was a thing that much back then, but it was my first introduction to that kind of the sort of vibe of it, and the brown coats and obviously Joss Whedon and what he's brought to this kind of arena over the years. And so I was very excited to be part of that, the Firefly universe.
That's awesome. Well, thanks so much for taking the time. Really appreciate it.